Hey, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, the pandemic, obviously nothing is all bad news. Plandemic, scamdemic, hoaxdemic. So we had some good news. Well, we haven't actually utilized it and made it into good news just yet, but we are thinking that we're going up on to Tagbilaran, which is a 2.5 hour drive for us. Usually ends up with me doing about maybe 6 or 7 hours driving. But anyway, we've booked in a schedule for the Raptor, which I'm wondering if I should actually have it serviced. It's actually only done 12,000. It says miles, but the clock is on kilometers, so I assume it's kilometers. Anyway, it's only done about 12,000 kilometers, so it's not up for its 20,000 mile service, but it does go up and down that road quite a lot, which is like a testing ground for four-wheel drives. So I decided that we should go and take the truck up there and have it serviced as if it has done another 10,000 miles. But in doing so, coincidentally, something happened, and now instead of registering 12,000 kilometers or miles, it's only registering 9 and a bit. Well, it had done over 9,000 when we took it for its first service, so it's not a senior moment on my part, although it wouldn't be out of the way, would it? But anyway, so we've called them and we're going to go up. Now, the last time that we went up, we had a bit of a disappointment with Ford in Tagbilaran, because it needed more than a service. The way that it turned out, it needed more than a service, and even though we told them that we were coming from Talabon, the 2.5 or 3 hour drive, and that absolutely we must have the truck back by 3 o'clock so that we could drive home in daylight. Now, if you're watching this and you know about the road between Talabon and Tagbilaran, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It gets to a point between here and Tagbilaran where the road is actually too narrow, and if you get a big truck coming the other way and you are heading into darkness, because there's no street lights, so you really are going by the headlights, and it gets very dicey, because people are using that road, even though that's the national highway. They're using it locally. They live locally. That's where they live. So when they pop down the road, they use the national highway, and this means that when you're driving along there in the dark, you can have people who are gathering at the side of the road, and for some reason they like to they squat Asian style with their butt actually on that white line that shows the edge of the road. Now, this is fine if you're a clear way in front, even in the dark, because your headlights show exactly what's happening. But if they're not, and it's heavy traffic, and especially heavy goods, which is the national highway, so obviously it does have heavy goods. So if you've got that, then you're heading for what I think of as the perfect storm. You're not going to be able to see, you're not going to be able to stop every time another truck passes the other way, so what do? It's very risky, it's very worrying, and the easiest way to handle it is not to drive it at all in the dark. So we told them at Ford we must have the car back by 3 o'clock so that we can go home in the daylight. Well, we went back at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock, it still wasn't ready. I think we went away again and came back. We had something to eat, came back, still not ready. Well, long story short, we didn't get out of there until, I don't know, sometime after 7:30. Everybody had gone home. It's pitch black outside, and we're faced with going home in the dark, which I just don't want to do. So we scouted around and we got a hotel and we stayed the night. We headed back the next morning. All in all, it probably cost us somewhere between, I don't know, I'm guessing, sometimes I think it was 2,000, sometimes I think, well, what the heck, by the time you finish paying for everything, 3,000. So it was a lot. Now, the salesman, we made a point of complaining about that and pointing out that if they say that they're going to have the truck ready by a certain time, then they should meet that commitment. And if they know that you are traveling from far away, I would have thought that the people who are traveling from far away should be put first on the schedule. Now, they asked us to be there. In order to get us home by 3 o'clock, they asked us to be there by, I think, 9 o'clock or 9:30, which we were. So we met our part of the agreement, but they didn't meet theirs. And the salesman, when he heard this, said, I will approach the management and find out if we can in fact get you a reimbursement of 3,000 pesos. Nothing ever happened. It was a great idea, lovely thought, nothing happened. So this time we're going to make a point of saying that the truck must be ready. It must be ready by 2 o'clock. And if it has work known, which is above and over and above a service, then it must be ready. And they must start it early so that if anything happens where they have to do more than just service, then they'll be able to do it. The last time what happened was that it needed a new injector. Can't imagine that is a very complicated thing to install, but because it needed a new injector, it needed some work done on it, and as I say, we didn't get back until way into darkness. So this time we're going to be making a point of, I'll be making a point by telephone, by text this time, in order to make sure that we get the service that we really need. So we'll have that, and we've already decided that we'll take a break. We've had an extremely emotional, stressful time over the last couple of weeks, as you probably know. So we decided we'd take a little bit of time off, just a night. Now this brings me to the good news, which we're hoping it will turn into good news. But because of the pandemic, the hotels are literally, they're dying, which is a big thing for the big conglomerates that are running these 5-star hotels and resorts. So looking online, Beth has found incredibly that there are resorts which would charge you, was it really 31,000, did you say, Beth?
37, usually for the, what they call that, for the honeymoon.
So for like the honeymoon suite in a 5-star hotel would be pretty swanky. and over 30,000 a night, and then coming down 21,000 a night. Oh, let me see, let me tell you, the 31,000 was how much, Beth? 31,000 was
37, now it's 8.
37,000 down to 8,000 to get people in. That would be quite an awesome deal. But the one that attracted us, we felt we could afford, was in a fabulous resort, and it's a family room, so it's made for a family with several children, and we always like to take the kids with us. It's a really big experience for them to go and stay in a posh hotel, like it is for us as well, actually. And Beth found one which was for normally 21,000, and it's down to 5. So far we haven't been able to actually book it, but we are hoping that we'll be able to do a walk-in, which have my doubts about. You know, when you book a flight,